I'm Sophia Kayafis, and we are your hosts.
This week we're talking about Verity.
Dun dun dun.
One of Colleen Hoover's top books.
Yeah.
And it's perfect for the spooky season because it's one of her only thrillers. So of course we had to read it and fill you guys in on our thoughts because I know a lot of you guys have read it and we want to be a part of that.
Yeah, talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts
while
we tell you our thoughts. And before we get into the spoilers, which to share our thoughts we have to, there has to be spoilers. We're going to tell you guys a little bit about what this book is about. So basically it's about this girl named Lowen. She is an author and she runs into this man, and basically his name's Jeremy and he has a wife who's also an author, but she has been in this horrible accident and can no longer write the book that she's writing. So they hire Lowen to write the book for her, to finish it out. So to get into Verity's head, she goes to live at Jeremy and Verity's house and work through her office, and while she's there, she finds some of Verity's manuscripts that she's written, and they're not what Lowen expected.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun, and they're crazy and spooky, and
get into that book.
You gotta read to find out what happens.
So now for our girlies that know what's happening and that have read this book.
Yes, you guys stay. The rest of you, losers. I'm just kidding.
The rest of you guys go watch another episode and then come back and watch this once you've read it.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
Okay.
Let's start off with things that we loved. Okay?
Yes.
Let's go.
Alright, so we usually pick 3 likes and 3 dislikes, and we start with the one that's our, like our third favorite to our number 1 favorite.
Yeah.
So, my first favorite, it was kind of hard. I, found, it was hard to find, 3. I found, 2 where I was, definitely for both one. I don't know. So, this one's kind of little. But I liked that Lowen was flawed in her own way, too. Because I think coming into this, she was coming into kind of this, very crazy situation, but she had her own issues, too. And, her kind of crazy side, she's not crazy, but, she kind of had these moments where you're like,
her dark side.
You have a little dark side, too, girly. So, I think it just kind of made it a little bit more interesting because it's not like Verity versus, the 2 perfect people. It's they're all kind of a little messed up.
Yeah, I agree. My number 3 was something shocking because half of this book obviously is the shock factor and how crazy it is. And my number 3 is when Lowen is looking out into the house at night and sees Verity crawling on the ground.
Yeah.
Near the end of the book. I was like, ah! And she's like, I know you're there, and chases after her to try, or it's she's on the balcony of the house or the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
And she runs up the stairs, and by the time she gets there, she's in her bed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Creepy. So creepy.
That's so crazy. And to think that Verity can just do that.
Yeah.
So easy. That shows that she's a true psychopath.
We don't know.
I mean, to do that.
Yeah, I mean she's crazy, obviously.
She's crazy.
Is she evil crazy or just
psychotic?
Just does crazy shit?
I have no idea. That was crazy.
So my second favorite was just Colleen Hoover's writing, especially in this book. I mean, I've only read 3 books of hers now. All of her books just flow really well. I think they're super easy to read, easy to understand, and this one hooked me from beginning to end. And I just love that. If I'm going to read a thriller, I want to be in it from the very beginning. It can't be slow. I'm ready to be, on my toes the whole time, and she definitely did that with this book.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
My second favorite part is kind of weird, but it's Carew, the son.
Mm-hmm.
He's just it's kind of in a ghost story where the kid is always in on it, and you always know that the kid can talk to the ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that vibe. where you know that crew knows what's going on,
Yeah.
but you don't know what it is that is going on, and he just, like, feeds you little truths because he's a child.
Yeah.
And children, like, don't really know the right things to say or, like, what to hide, or they just kind of believe everything. So, like, when he'd just be like, my mom said this.
Yeah.
She was like, your mom said what?
Recently? Or, like, in the past? Like,
Yes.
what are you saying?
So, I just thought that was crazy, and it's so clever of Colleen Hoover to add that character in to be kind of that situation. Because Verity in the story is kind of like a ghost. It's almost ghost story-esque.
I feel like it kind of puts ideas into Lowen's head and starts getting her to start thinking that there's a possibility that Verity actually isn't as injured as they think.
Exactly.
And, of course, from a child, it's going to be so innocent, so you're not going to believe it at first.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just, like, puts doubt in her mind.
Of course.
But not, like, something that you truly
do.
Like, believe right away.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then my first favorite is just kind of general, but I just loved how shocking it was. Like, going into this, like, I knew everyone says how crazy it is, and I don't think I expected the kind of crazy it was going to be. Like, the child abuse was not what I thought was going to be, like, the crazy part about it. And just the stuff that Verity did, possibly.
Wrote about?
Yeah.
Even just wrote about.
Even wrote about. Like, how could you think that? Like, I couldn't even type it. It would make me feel sick. But it's just so horrible. It's so horrible and scary.
It's so horrible.
Like, oh my gosh. And I loved it, though. So I was like, whoa, this is not what I expected. But it's not fun, but, like, it's fun that it keeps you on your toes the whole time, and you're like, it keeps getting worse.
I know!
It's crazy.
It keeps getting worse. No, my top favorite was, kind of jumping off that, it's the diary aspect. It got to the point when I was reading the book where I just wanted to, like, speed read through all the middle stuff. Because I just wanted to read the diary. Because, one, I love diaries. I'm, like, such a diary person, even if it's, like, in a book where it's, you know, fiction, because it feels kind of naughty, and, like, you're not supposed to be reading into it, and it's so personal, and it's typically very personal stuff that I'm just, like, obsessed.
Yeah.
And that is 100% the best part of this book for me.
Yeah.
Is getting to read into the mind of someone who is, you know, not a nice human, who is not good, who, like, wants her children dead, who have never felt love for their children, things like that. So, it's just wild.
It is crazy.
But it's so addicting to read. It's so addicting.
Like, I feel like the whole scene, whenever she supposedly drowns her child, I was like, this is crazy. Though, actually, the one that made me feel kind of sick to my stomach was when she goes to the baby's room and one of the babies is crying, and, like, to shut her up, she puts her fingers down her throat and tries to choke her. I was like, a baby. How? Like, I could never, I don't even know how, I don't know. That was just, like, made me feel so sick. I can't.
Nope.
It's definitely very triggering if someone, they just need to have more trigger warnings. Like,
every book. I feel like we say this almost every time we read a harder book. There's 0 trigger warnings for anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no trigger warnings.
Nope.
Yeah, nope.
Nothing.
Yeah, this definitely needs trigger warnings because
any Colleen Hoover book needs a trigger warning, pretty much.
Honestly.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Look into it first. Now let's dig in. Now we dig in.
Now we see our dislikes. Okay. So this one my dislikes were very, like, kind of broad, so it was hard to find 3 specific ones, but okay, my number 3 is the nurse character.
Oh, really?
Like, what was her point?
I liked the nurse character.
I just was like, what is her point? Like, does she know that Verity is not as ill?
I think that's what it is.
So,
I think the nurse knows.
But she didn't, like, her being there didn't do anything for the plot.
I just thought she was funny.
I mean, she was kind of bitchy.
Yeah, that's why she was funny.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I just was like, why is she there? Like, I get she's there, but why? I don't know. I felt like...
They could have done more with her.
Yeah, they could have done something with her. Like, where, you know, maybe Lowen has a moment where she tries to go and she's like, you can't come in here. Or like,
what are you doing?
You know, she's doing something with her and it's like obvious that Verity's, you know, can move and stuff. And she's like, you need to leave or something. Like, what are you doing in here? Something like that. But it just like kind of felt like she was always like, I've got my eye on you, Wazowski, like that kind of thing. You know, I'm always watching.
Always watching. This thing is like a very small thing, but I did not like it. It was the butter knife moment with the son, where he put the butter knife in his mouth and he ripped it out and his tongue cut because she was like asking him about his mom and stuff.
Yeah.
I hated that. I hated that so much. And this is the thing, is because when I was a kid, I used to like lick peanut butter, like, you know, things off and knives, and my mom would always be like, don't lick the knives because you're gonna cut yourself. And so now it's like a trigger warning for me almost.
Yeah, trigger. You're like,
it's so triggering to me.
I was like, my mom said never to lick a knife like that, and you just did it.
And you did it. You cut your tongue.
But
anyway,
yeah,
I hated that.
My number 2 was like, I didn't really care about Lowen's story. Like, I just wanted the manuscript. Like, I just wanted the manuscript. Like,
no, same.
I just wanted to know Verity's story. I didn't give a shit about Lowen's. And that's why I'll get more into this in my first one. But, like, that's part of why, like, the ending kind of bothered me. Was because it's like, I wish her story kind of made a full circle in a kind of sense with Verity's. But I'll go more into it. But yeah, I just didn't like, I don't know, I just didn't really care about her story.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was the same way. I just wanted to get to the diary.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was so extreme, and Lowen's like, I mean, granted, there's not much they can give her because she's just in this house writing this book.
Yeah.
So, you know, and like kind of like,
yeah,
her whole time was like, he's married, but she's like not a human, and it's not fair that he has to take care of this not human.
But that's why I felt like the husband could have been a different kind of character.
That's the thing, is
then it would have made Lowen's story more interesting because that's something that's in the present, and then we have the manuscript, which is in the past.
Because I always thought the dad, like, Jeremy was going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, me too. The whole time I thought he was going to turn evil.
That would have made it so much better.
I think so too.
But I guess that's expected, and that's why it didn't happen.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I kind of expected the ending though too.
Oh, you did?
And I was like, no, that can't be right.
I didn't expect it.
Yeah, I thought it, but then I didn't. I wasn't like my main like, I think this is gonna happen.
Oh.
Because I thought the husband was gonna turn evil in that, and he never did. And I was like, well.
Yeah. Yeah. My next one is when she whispers in Verity's ear that she's like fucking her husband. I hated that part.
Yeah, that was kind of cringy.
I was like, this, even if she thinks Verity's like out to get her or something, it's like, at the end of the day, that's her husband. And you have no right to go up to her while she's literally a vegetable.
Well, I mean, she does think that she killed her children and thinks she's like this crazy psychopath.
That's true, but
that's like evil.
But it's like fighting fire with fire.
Well, there are other ways that she could have gotten Verity to move. Like, we said, like blowing in her face or like, I don't know.
Tickling her.
Tickle her.
Just tickle her and she's gonna move.
Yeah, you don't need to be like cringy and be like, I'm fucking your husband. Ugh. Like,
that's so malicious.
If she's a psychopath, that's not gonna get under her skin.
No.
I mean, I guess she like is obsessed with Jeremy, so maybe, but yeah, why didn't she just like tickle her? No. It was so stupid. My number 1's just the ending. I was just kind of disappointed. Like, this whole book, I was like totally in it, like I just was in it the whole time, on the tip of my toes, and then the ending I was like, meh, this is kind of a bummer, like, and then I don't know. I just thought there was going to be a crazier plot twist, like when the husband was going to be like, you know, all these things are like, I did to her, and she did this to spite me, or like...
Or even if he doesn't acknowledge that it, or like admit to Lowen, if like there's just a chapter where Colleen Hoover puts it where like he's the one writing the manuscript or something, and it like shows that it's like Gossip Girl, like he's the one that actually wrote it to like frame her or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, I was this was like my guess was that either she really did do it, and then because he reads it, he tries to kill her, and that's why she's in the bed, which kind of is what happened. Or he frames her for everything that he actually did by writing this. But then, like, why wouldn't he just show it if that's what he was trying to do, was frame her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought he was gonna have this, like, more evil turnaround, and then, like, it was gonna bring Lowen into it, or, like, maybe, like, he has this, like, obsession with women being, like, obsessed with him, and, like, he wants to keep them there forever, and so he was gonna turn Lowen into being, like,
a vegetable
ill, too, and so then he can... Or, like, the thing when she thought that he was fucking Verity, but it was just her bed that moved.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that would have been crazy, too, if
she walked in and he was fucking Verity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to do that to her, too.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy.
Because it's already sick. It's already a
so
sick book.
Sick. So, like, why not just, like...
Why not just, like, turn it up a notch to make him sick, too?
Yeah.
But, like, he made him, like, this perfect husband.
He is sick, though, because he tries to kill her.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it. Because she literally murdered his children.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like any parent who knew someone killed their children would want to kill them, too.
Yeah.
But... he didn't really check. He just, like, assumed.
Yeah, he was like, well, get in the car, bitch.
He's like, I read this, so it must be real.
My number one thing that I didn't love was the romance between Lowen and Jeremy. Again, it kind of goes off my last thing. I did not like that part. I understand why it was a part of the plot, but I feel like it was just so manufactured.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really see the chemistry there besides, like, the sexual chemistry.
No, there wasn't really any chemistry because they didn't really talk.
Ever. And there was, like, she just would stare out the window at him shirtless, like, building.
Yeah.
And be like,
sexual
he's
chemistry.
So hot. But then they end up together in the end.
Yeah.
They're, like, moving together and she's a part of the family and Crew's, like, her kid.
Yeah.
So, like...
That's why I wanted the change. I wanted the flip for her to be, like, obsessed with him, too.
But we didn't, like, I would have loved that even more if, like, she became obsessively stalkerish and was, like, asking him everything, and or, like, sneaking into his bedroom at night and just staring at, you know, doing something. Like, maybe Lowen's the one that goes crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And she, like, turns into this, like, over-obsessive person. But we didn't really get any of that. They just, like, would sneak around in the kitchen and be like, you're hot.
Yeah, you're
I'm
hot.
gonna fuck you.
I'm nice to you. It's like, no.
You made me dinner.
Yeah, we need drama.
We made doggos tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't like it. Also, like, it just gave me it just weirded me out that, like, his wife is upstairs, literally a vegetable, and, like, even if she's a terrible human, like, she's right there.
Yeah.
And then she was like, ugh, Verity locked us in our room. Like, ugh. And I'm like, well, you're sleeping with her husband.
And also, if he did that to her because she killed his children, or their children, why does she still live in the house?
Exactly.
Like, he doesn't care enough about her
Unless
for her
guilt.
to die.
I think it's guilt.
Yeah, but, like...
But still.
Still.
You're gonna let her, even as a vegetable, be around your other kid?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he does it for the kid.
Yeah, he does it for the kid.
But, like, he could visit her in a facility.
I know.
Because now he's, like, having sex with another woman downstairs when his ex-wife is upstairs, like...
Sick.
Yeah.
I mean, we know she isn't, but
yeah.
he didn't know that.
He didn't know that, so it's kind of like, eek. I wouldn't even want to have sex with him if I knew that his wife was upstairs like a ghost.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Weird. So, what do you think the truth is? Like, do you think she did it or did she not?
I think she did it, and here's why.
Okay.
Here's my reasoning. Because if she didn't do it, well, one, she was writing it kind of like a diary to get inspiration, right, over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it work out so well where she was writing about hating the one daughter, and then the daughter she does like dies? And then...
Well, she said she writes it after they die.
But she was writing about not liking the kid before she died. Remember when she was like, this one's my favorite and I love this one? Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then tries to kill the other one way before the one that she liked died.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just seems too coincidental to me. For her to, like, it would have been different if it wasn't, like, diary-based, but she was writing it to get her inspiration throughout her career. So that just seems a little bit too on the nose to me. Also, another thing that I just don't understand is, like, if she survived, she's faking it this whole time. Why wouldn't she try to, like, talk to him about it first? Or be like, or, like, even just go and find her manuscript and destroy it or something.
Yeah.
Because there was no other copy. It was just this one manuscript.
Yeah, my whole thing is, why, if she's writing something this evil and it could possibly get into someone's hands and be thought as something that is
vindictive,
like criminalizing,
mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't she put a warning in the front?
I know, be like disclaimer, this is just a writing practice, or
yes,
this is my or tell him about it,
or tell
your husband, like, hey, I'm writing this like fake diary, don't be scared,
like, don't read it because it's a personal thing, but don't worry. So it's
yes, another thing why I think she did it is because she whispered to Crew, hold your breath.
Yeah,
that's a big thing, because Crew remembers doing this and told this to Jeremy.
Yeah,
that he was told to hold his breath.
But he didn't tell the other girl.
Exactly.
She didn't tell her.
And it was whispered to him before it flipped over.
Yeah.
But then I think she just, like, wrote that note knowing she was probably going to get caught to save her ass.
Yeah.
In case she did get free. In case she did run away.
Yeah, and it's also, like, in the moment when he finds it, she's like, I didn't, like, she doesn't, like, say.
She's not like, I'm so sorry, like, give me
I'm so sorry, like, this is completely fake, like, I was just, like, she doesn't explain herself.
No.
She just, like, doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Girl,
I think you did it.
I think she did it. I think she's trying to cover her bootay.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the husband's very good either, because, like, he tried to kill his wife, but, like, it's more understandable when, like, he's so upset with grief and she literally killed their daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, hated their kids.
Yeah.
Her whole life.
Oh, exactly. She was terrible to them. She would just let them cry while she just did her own thing.
I know.
I mean, that's kind of kill-worthy a little bit.
It is. It's terrible. And I think that... I'm sorry, but only psychotic people could pretend to be a vegetable like that.
Oh, yeah. I definitely think she's crazy whether she did it or not.
Exactly.
Like, we need to read the bonus chapter that she just wrote.
I know. I've seen it on people's stories. They, like, have it. They, like, saved it.
Yeah, we need to read it.
We need to read it. Or I'm just going to go to Barnes & Noble and sit on the floor and read it.
Yeah. I wonder if it, like, gives any more insight into what
happened.
What, like, the truth is.
I know. We'll read it and we'll let you guys know. Maybe we'll post about it on Instagram or something.
Yeah, for sure. You guys tell us if it's worth reading. And tell us your thoughts on Verity. Like, did you think... I know there's kind of, like, mixed reviews on this book.
Like
what
every Colleen
What
Hoover.
did you rate it?
I rated it a 3 point... Well, I think I rated it a 4 on Goodreads, but it's like a 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I rated it a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.5, 4.
Like, I really liked it. The ending kind of ruined it. Like, I think it would have been a 5 if the ending was better.
Same. I agree. I really agree. And I've been reading some really good thrillers, so...
Yeah.
You have too, I guess.
But it was really good, and we had a lot of fun reading it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys tell us your thoughts. Like, did you like it? Did you hate it? What's the dealio? Do you like Colleen Hoover? I know that's a whole thing, too.
Whole another thing. Girlies who love her, girlies who don't.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, comment, give us a follow on everything, and we'll see you next time on Drink Read Fabio. Bye, you guys. Bye.